So today we're going to talk about the brand new BigFoot polishers from Rupes Tools. Chemical Guy is now an authorized vendor for Rupes polishers, so if you need any types of Rupes pads or polisher machines, you can always check them out on our website, chemicalguys.com. We are also the West Coast certified Rupes authorized training facility for the Rupes polishers, so if you want to learn how to use the Rupes polisher as a professional or an enthusiast, you can learn the skills here at smartdetailinguniversity.com. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys a few tips and tricks with the Rupes. We're going to show you the features, and we're going to show you how the machine works by opening them up and telling you the difference between the LHR21ES and the LHR15ES. So let's go down, check out the machine, and show you guys how cool these new BigFoot polishers really are. So I'm going to go ahead and explain the differences between the two BigFoot polishers. These are the BigFoot random orbital polishers from Rupes. We have the LHR21ES and the LHR15ES. I'm going to talk about the differences between the two machines. I'm also going to be referring to the machine as the 21 model and the 15 model just to keep the lingo a little bit easier to understand. So let's start with the 21 model. Now, the Rupes LHR21ES is the biggest throw of the model. They both use a 500-watt motor, but the Rupes 21 model actually has a much bigger throw. So it uses a 6-inch backing plate, so it works good with our 6.5-inch pads, but the machine is a very large throw. So it's a dual action, so the first action spins like this, and the dual action also moves in a secondary rotation. Okay. Now both these machines, the 21 and the 15, both have the same body. They have a 6-setting variable speed motor, 500-watt motor. They have a large, easy-to-use trigger with a trigger lock, so you don't have to hold the trigger while polishing. Easily disengages. And they have an easy-to-grip handle top, so you easily rest your handle right on the top. Now, this has a 21-millimeter throw, and the 15 has a 15-millimeter throw. Now, the LHR15ES uses a smaller 5-inch backing plate, but it still has a much smaller throw. So this one actually has a 15-millimeter throw compared to the big boy's 21-millimeter throw. This is great for working in smaller areas because you use a 5.5-inch pad. These work great with our Hexalogic foam pads, and they also work great with the microfiber pads. The reason these correct so well for a dual-action polisher is because a typical dual-action polisher only has a throw of 4 to 8 millimeters. This has a huge, massive throw of 21 millimeters, and this has a little bit smaller but still massive throw of 15 millimeters. These machines are great for finishing. They cut really nice, but they're exceptionally well at finishing. They're built in Italy, 100%, so when you buy these machines, you're buying a quality piece that's built and manufactured and designed in the country of Italy. It's a great, awesome piece to talk about with detailers, customers, or friends. Now, the machines both work exactly the same way. I'm going to open them up and show you guys the differences between the machines. They have a really big handle. This is a much bigger design than a typical dual-action polisher like a Porter Cable, but I like the balance of the machine. They're very well balanced. The throw of the machine, it's a very smooth running machine. That's why I like it. It's a very good machine because it has a slow start mechanism. So when you pull the trigger, it slowly starts, and that reduces sling. It also helps reduce vibration and harm on the user. So let's flip it over and open the polishers up. Now, these polishers we've had with us for a few months now, and we've been doing extensive testing and playing with these machines. So they're not brand new out of the box. You might see they have a little bit of residue on them because we've been polishing with them a lot. Now, all of the Rupes polishers come with an Allen key tucked right here inside the machine, so it easily gives you access to the tool to remove the backing plate. Rupes recommends you only use Rupes backing plates with the Rupes machine because it does develop a lot of heat, and the machine is very fast moving. That's why there's these vent holes in the pad to pull up air through the pad and keep it cool. Now, the Allen key that it comes with, you can easily use to remove the backing plate. All you do is you place it on there and easily remove the Allen bolt that holds it down. So I'm going to first take off the 6-inch backing plate. Here we go. This is a 6-inch backing plate. That's exactly how it removes. The Rupes backing plate is designed for direct flow, so it pulls in air to cool the pad itself and to cool the machine. I'll put that down, and I'll pull off the 15 as well. You notice I'm using the key from the 21, but that's because the key on the 21 and the 15, they're exactly the same, so you can easily go ahead and use it on both machines. There we go. Now you'll notice the difference is the backing plate's a much different size. This machine, you notice we've been using it a lot, so they're getting residue on here. But the pads are much smaller on the LHR15ES than the LHR21ES, but they both hook up the same type of way. But here's the difference between the main machines. You'll notice that on these machines, the head counterweight on the 15 and the counterweight on the 21ES is much different. The counterweight on the 15 is much smaller than the counterweight on the 21, so you get a much smaller rotation. But I prefer the 21 model. They're both great machines. They're both different uses, but the 21 just corrects amazingly quick. It's a little bit more expensive than the 15, but the 21 is just amazing at correcting. The 15 is great for smaller panels, bumpers, smaller fenders, but the LHR21ES just feels amazing in the hand. That's one reason I really love it. They're both amazing machines. I have both of them in my arsenal. I use the 15 for smaller panels like headlights and small bumpers, but the 21 model is the big daddy. Now, something that we have known and Rupes has contacted us and told us is that the 15 millimeter 5-inch backing plate actually fits right on the 21ES. So you can actually run the 15 millimeter backing plate on the 21ES model, just like this. Place it right on here. And you can order the backing plates from us, and you can go ahead and put it right on your machine. There we go. So now we actually have the size of a 5.5-inch pad and the power and big stroke of a 21 millimeter throw. So that's one thing that's really good about the Rupes machine is the backing plates are interchangeable. These Rupes actually makes their own pads for this machine, but through our several months of testing, we have found out that the Hex Logic and the microfiber Black Ops polishing pads work extremely well with these machines. The microfiber pads work extremely well because they develop a good amount of cut and actually allow the machine to work at a much higher rate. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble these machines for you. When you want to reassemble, you just place the backing plate on there, make sure it's on there flat, and then you can go ahead and tighten down the Allen key. I'm going to go ahead and place the backing plate on the 15, make sure that you have it installed correctly. There is actually a round entrance with two sides that are angled, so you want to go ahead and make sure that you line up the backing plate properly. If you don't, your machine will not function properly as well. Now, the great thing about the Rupes is a machine that is very good for both beginners and professionals. It works great for professionals because it allows you to cover a great area, but it also works great for beginners because it eliminates the possibility of burning the paint. Since this is a dual action machine, you actually minimize the risk of burning the paint. Like with a rotary, you actually have the risk of burning the paint or permanently damaging the paint surface, but with a Rupes dual action polisher, you actually eliminate that problem and you're actually able to safely and easily polish the surface. Plus you have 6-speed variable control and the sleek balanced body of the machine. So hopefully you know the difference now and you can help select between your purchases from the BigFoot 15 millimeter and the BigFoot 21 millimeter throw model. If you need any questions about the machines, you can check out our website, chemicalguys.com. So now you know exactly the differences between the LHR15ES and the LHR21ES Rupes BigFoot polishers. These machines are a great tool for the enthusiast and the professional and really make polishing easy while giving speed and productivity back into the process. If you're looking for any types of Rupes pads or polishers, you can always check them out on our website, chemicalguys.com. Or if you're looking to improve your skills or learn how to use the Rupes polishers just like a professional, you can take all of our classes on smartdetailinguniversity.com or chemicalguys.com.